How to find summertime that is frugal, funner time. Oh, that sounded a lot better in my head.
How about finding summer fun that doesn't break your budget?
That'll work.
If you don't know us, I'm Larry.
And I'm Hope.
And we're from Under the Median, where every week we bring you videos on practical frugality.
We raised 4 sons on a low budget, and we had a blast every single summer. We found an amazing number of opportunities to have frugal fun that was free or nearly free. Now in this video, we're going to start by helping you organize everything for your summer fun. And then we're going to give you ideas of where you can find those opportunities for free or frugal summer fun.
Let's start with some general tips. The first thing that you want to do is budget for your summer fun.
This is one of the biggest mistakes we see people make. First of all, they don't realize how much far ahead they really need to look in order to forecast that budget that they're going to spend for the summer.
Yeah.
And then they don't realize that if they don't do that, by the time they get to the middle of summer, they've already overspent what they should have allocated in the first place. So set yourself a budget now. Number 2, keep a list. This is super important. The reason for the list is that, as with anything and everything else that we talk about, that list needs to be what? Prioritized. You have to enter in your summer calendar. Now, summer calendar is as easy as going, there are 50 kajillion websites that will allow you to download just blank monthly calendars. Go ahead and download the calendar for June, July, August. Make sure they're blank calendars. You're going to start by plugging in the dates and the cost of the events that you already know you want to do. Those are your prioritized events. You want to make sure they get on your calendar. Then items that come to your attention later in the summer, you'll know ahead of time whether those will fit into that or not.
If you get some printouts on these items that you're interested in, it might be easy to put those in a folder, in a file, so that you can refer to them when you would like to know more information about them.
Or if it's electronic, of course, because like everything is in this day and age. You can just put a file on your desktop and everything related to the event you're going to do during the summer, just sort of file those in that electronic file folder. Number 3, you're going to take note of specific dates for natural phenomena. Every August, mid to late August, there's a meteor shower. There are specific dates where it's great to be able to see those falling stars. Get that on your calendar now, because otherwise it will come, it will go, and you'll go, dang it, I'm seeing all of these people on social media that went out, they saw all these falling stars, and I missed it. Get that on your calendar now. Our
next general tip would be make your summer a mix of low-cost events and free events. Remember, we don't want you or expect you to not pay any money on some of these, because sometimes really fun things do cost just a little bit, and they're worth it. While you're planning on going to some of these, you can reduce the cost quite a bit by bringing your own refreshments. Bring your own water. Bring something to eat. Make sure that it's okay for the event that you can take these things. I know some events don't want you to take anything in because they're selling these items.
Before you walk into an event where food is sold and you cannot bring your own food through the gate, make sure that you set once again a top dollar as to how much you are willing to spend on food at that event. Super helpful to know that ahead of time.
Another thing you can do too is bring your own snacks and eat them in the car before you go in.
Always look online to see if there is a list of the vendors. I just did this last week for an event that I was looking at. Not only did they list all of the vendors, guys, there were clickable links for each vendor. You could click on the link, it went right to that vendor, showed what they were going to be selling and the price point of every single item. Super helpful.
As you're looking for paid attractions, make sure that you're looking at the ones that you want to attend the most and ignore the ones that you really don't want to attend that much. That way you're going to be prioritizing the ones that mean the most to you.
And when it comes to purchasing your tickets, before you purchase those tickets, I want you to look online to see if you can find discount tickets. Oftentimes, if you buy well in advance, you get an early bird price. You can look around town. Sometimes community organizations organizations will allow you to purchase tickets at a discount. And always remember, if you're purchasing on Ticketmaster, you're going to pay a premium price. If you can go directly to that event headquarters or directly to the box office, you're going to save that additional Ticketmaster fee.
Continuing on with the general tips, you might think of just doing some family events. These are some things that you do as a family, which don't probably cost very much, if anything. And that would be like a family picnic. You take your own food. You have to eat anyway. So you bring your own food. You go for a hike. You look at nature. You do some other things along with it. You can incorporate a couple different things with one event to make it a very interesting outing.
One of the things we're talking about this summer, we've invented a new family event, and I hope that it's going to be something that we do every year. We are having a family photography contest. We have an amazing array of photographers in this family. In fact, my daughter-in-law is a professional photographer.
Yes, she is.
So we are going to plan a specific date and time when we're all going to bring our cameras and go to the same location. I think it's going to be like a nature park. We're going to walk around. We're going to take all the nature photos we want, composition, do all the best work that we can. When we get home, we are going to upload to Facebook. And we're going to ask our family and friends to vote for 48 hours on the best photograph. Now, they're not going to know. Our friends and family aren't going to know who took what photograph. Whichever photograph gets the most votes in 48 hours will win the coveted family photography award for that year. And they will win a gift certificate to our favorite coffee shop, CXT Coffee, guys. CXT Coffee. All right.
Good stuff.
And it's wonderful. They're going to win a gift certificate to CXT Coffee, which Larry and I are footing the bill for. Look, this is such a fun event, guys. It will be a family tradition, and it's something that isn't costing us that much money, but oh, the amazing memories that we will make.
You want to have some frugal fun this summer, but maybe you can't afford it right now. There is a way to make that happen.
You need a little more wiggle room in that budget. We can help you out. We have a free guide to reducing your expenses. We created this guide when we were looking for that wiggle room in our own budget. 10 different ways that we reduced our monthly expenses. It's a guide that has step-by-step instructions and checklists on there. It is free, guys. I'm going to leave a link to that free guide to reducing your expenses. It will be in the description of the video.
If you're enjoying this video, make sure you give it a like. It kind of helps the algorithms and it sends it on to other people that might be interested in saving money on their summer.
Now that you have all of our general guidelines for how to set you up for success and be totally and completely organized in planning your summer fun, where in the world are you supposed to look to find all of these opportunities to have an amazing amount of fun for very little money? I'm so glad that you asked, because we're going to give you our top 10.
The first one, and this might seem obvious, but it really works for us, and I think we've probably used this one the most. And that's Google free or low-cost events in my area. You will be surprised at how much this will come up with.
Sometimes on Google, you can even tell it, look within 50 miles of my home, or look within 100 miles of my home. Google derivations of that too. So free things in my area, low-cost family things in my area. Think of different ways that you can phrase that, and it will sometimes come up with a little different list. But this is probably, Larry's right, the #1 way that we have found free and fun things to take the kids to.
Community websites are another good location for finding events that are free or very low cost.
You're going to look, my friend, for communities around you, and you want to look for their Chamber of Commerce or their Convention and Visitors Bureau, something like that. Those are the organizations in those cities, especially if, let's say, you're 45 minutes outside of a much larger city. That's where you're going to find all of those opportunities. They'll list the festivals they have coming up, all of the different things their park district is doing, the libraries, free concerts, all that stuff will be on there. So that's what you're going to look for. You can also look on social media for the same organizations that are associated with towns near you. You will find up-to-date information. And in fact, in some ways, this is almost better than going online and looking, because on social media, they tend to post things like watch the traffic around 474 because we're going to have closures on the day of our event.
Yeah, there you
They're
go.
going to list up-to-date stuff that you need to know about the event. And we have found that really that's where you want to look if you want to know the inside info on exactly what's going on as it leads up to the event.
Another item that comes across every so often are free museum days. We used to go to the Science and Industry Museum when they had a free day to go. It was wonderful. And these are expensive museums to get into and you have to pay. Our local museum in our town also has some free events, especially for seniors, that we can get in for free. So there's lots of different things to look into. Check them out.
I have to tell you, I just told Larry today, I said, did you know that our museum on the third Wednesday of the month offers like a free breakfast for people 60 and older, and you can get free museum entrance fees, so you can stay, you can hang out, you can see all the exhibits for free the third Wednesday morning of every month. I did not know this until now. This next one is something that is an in-person thing you're going to see as you're going around town, community bulletin boards. Have you ever walked into a local coffee shop or a locally owned store, or sometimes the public library? They will have a bulletin board up front that has flyers stuck to the bulletin board. A lot of times those are local organizations that are having events. And so always take the time to just stop by and look at those bulletin boards, because sometimes you'll spy some really fun stuff you weren't aware of. This happened to us once. There was a fly-in of 1940s biplanes to a town that was about an hour's drive from us. We went. It was kind of a rainy, cloudy day. It was like us and all the aviation experts. That's pretty much all it was.
It was really fun.
Our boys got to walk around. They got to talk to all of these guys, some of whom had, you know, flown airplanes, let's say in Vietnam. And our boys were just fascinated. So they sat down, they talked to these guys that gave them a wealth of information. And it was an interesting day, and it was absolutely free. City or town emails. We did this. Our Department of Tourism has an email loop that if you sign up for it, they're going to send you an email once a week and say, here's what's happening around town. Word of mouth. This is also another great way to learn about things. Ask your family and friends, what have you done that's really fun around here? We have had a number of things that we've done that friends just told us about, and we had absolutely no idea.
School and college websites can offer a lot of different opportunities that are free to the public. And if you happen to be near your local college, just go there and look on the bulletin board, and you will find many different things you can write down and consider. We've gone to, one of them was a famous nationally known Steinway piano artist that was at one of our local colleges. And my son, who was taking piano at the time, and myself, we visited that concert, and we absolutely loved it.
All of the colleges near you, of course, are going to have a website. Look on that website to see if you don't find a tab called Events, and click on that, and that's where you'll oftentimes find a calendar which lists all of these events. I just did this today at a four-year university near us. They have a club which is designed for those who are 55 plus. They have a huge number of events that they sponsor for this club every single year, and several of the events are free, and a lot of them are very, very low cost.
A lot of local colleges will offer seniors to take classes for free. The local college that Hope and I met at, that college will do free classes for anyone over 60. Is it over 60?
65.
65 or over. The only thing you have to pay for is your books.
And we would be completely and utterly remiss as frugalists if we did not mention the public library.
Oh my
ding,
gosh.
ding, ding. It's like that is also one of the areas that we have used to find amazing free events to attend. We cannot say enough about local libraries and the librarians that staff those local libraries. There are a plethora of activities available for every single age group, and it does go on all summer long. In fact, look to see if your local library has a reading program over the summer.
Yes, I was just going to mention that.
We have gotten a lot of really interesting, fun freebies by just reading books as a family together over the summer and earning some prizes, and also entrance into some places around town that would have cost us a pretty hefty entry fee had we been going individually.
Parks and recreation departments also offer a lot of different free activities. So make sure that you check with your local parks, especially if you have a local park system where they have their own website and or they have a bulletin board you can take a look at. Look through those and see if there aren't some events you would be interested in.
Now, We've told you how to organize your summer fun. We've also told you where to find some free or frugal summer fun. But what you need to know are some examples of free and frugal summer fun. We have a list of 40 different things, almost all of which we have actually done with our own kids. We did a video on it. The video is right over there. You need some examples? Go check it out.
If you don't know us, what the heck's the matter with you? You should know us by now.